Good morning. It's Wisdom Wednesdays. I am Ariana Newcomer, Dove Oracle Priestess, and today I am going to talk about intuition, the very, very great importance of reclaiming our intuition. This is something that we get trained out of in our culture in general, paying attention to our intuition, trusting our intuition. People who do pay a lot of attention to their intuition are often shamed for it. And yet it is part of our makeup. It's part of who we are as human beings. And intuition actually plays an incredibly important part. And I went to a book launch party last night. My dear friend Maura Torkildson has her new book out called The Inner Tree. I have it on my iPad here. And it is about her journey to discover and reclaim her intuition. And there was the man who wrote the foreword was there, Randy Fowler, PhD, and he's a researcher, actually does research into things like intuition and how we can improve our medical system by bringing these aspects of consciousness and what has been considered spirituality into the realm of medicine, so that we can have a more holistic way of treating ourselves and bringing ourselves into greater balance and health. And it was really wonderful to listen to his talk. And there's some fabulous stuff about light and biophotons and cells that I'll talk about another time. But intuition is so valuable and important. And there's a quote that's been attributed to Einstein, which says, "The intuitive mind is a sacred gift, and the rational mind is a faithful servant. We have created a society that honors the servant and has forgotten the gift." So it's so common in our culture to give our brain primacy over everything else and to put logic over everything else. And yet, if you really think about it, most of the great advances in our science have come because someone had an idea first, an intuition. They call it a theory or a theorem in science, and you have this idea and then you set out to test it. And what brings up those ideas is our intuition, our intuitive sense. And our intuition is going to lead us much more directly and in a much more true way in our lives. So it's a very, very, very valuable thing for us to reclaim and come back to. And one of the things that Maura talks about in The Inner Tree, I'm recommending this, can you tell? That Maura recommends talks about in The Inner Tree is also the importance of our body sensations. And this was one of the ways that she learned to connect with her intuition, which she thought she didn't have, but then realized that she had it all along. She just hadn't been paying attention or hadn't understood how to listen to it and realize what it was. But she talks about the importance of our body sensations, and this was her way in to reclaiming her intuition. And this is another thing that we can really train ourselves out of in our culture, is really paying attention to this body that we live in. And it will give us signals. And when we have this opportunity, give ourselves the opportunity to actually tune in to our sensations, and Maura led us in a beautiful practice in this last night at the book launch party, to pay attention to our sensations, then that is the place when we can begin to allow our intuition to arise and to pay attention to it. It's certainly more subtle than a lot of other things, but it's just as valuable, and as I keep saying, it's probably more valuable than the logical thoughts that our brain will produce. And our brain will often say, "Oh, that's just your imagination. if we're actually paying attention to our intuition. And one thing I always remind my students and clients is to let go of that judgment and just allow yourself to continue to listen to your intuition, to experience those body sensations. And the wisdom of our bodies is actually really deep. And that's another thing that we work with in the Wise Women Immersion Program is coming back to our body wisdom. And Randy Fowler actually talked last night about a study that he's been doing, just got some results in the other day that show that people who are really tuned in to their bodies are more psychic. So there's a connection between our bodies, and you might not think of that. This is the physical realm, right? This is the gross, the dense, the physical. And intuition, we think of as sort of woo-woo, and psychic abilities are sort of airy-fairy and up there in the air, but they're actually related to our connection to this physical home that we are living in. So I really am inviting you to pay attention to your body, to give yourself time to just do something as simple as this. So just close your eyes and breathe. And being aware of our breath is always the first place that helps us connect into ourselves, and it literally helps us shift out of the fight or flight nervous system into the parasympathetic, calming, resting, and digesting system. So breathing deeply, consciously slowing and deepening our breath, and being aware of how the breath is flowing in and out of the body. And then just notice without judgment, just feel your feet. We often don't pay attention to our feet. Feel your feet. Sense your connection with Mother Earth. There's an actual electromagnetic connection with Mother Earth. You might have heard about the Schumann resonances. They're actually a group of resonances that Mother Earth produces, which are actually very low frequencies. So allow yourself to sense into your connection with Mother Earth through your feet. Feel your body wherever you're sitting. If you're sitting, feel your body where it meets the chair. If you're standing, just pay more attention to your feet. Continue to pay attention to breath. Just notice without judgment if there are any tensions, there are any places in your body where you're holding tension. Continue to breathe. Feel the flow of the breath in and out. Notice if there are any other sensations in your body. How do your hips feel? How do your knees feel? How does your neck feel? How does your face feel? Can you relax and let go in the jaw? And as you bring this awareness into the body, as you continue to just notice, feel your body, feel air moving across your skin, feel whether you're warm or cold. If you're in the sun, feel the warmth of the sun on your body, on your face. Continue to breathe consciously and notice all of these sensations in your body. How does your gut feel? Is it gurgling like mine is? I haven't had my breakfast yet. And as you pay attention, notice that you're calmer and you're feeling more grounded and centered. And now allow yourself to experience your intuition. You may want to ask yourself a question about something that's important, that's up for you in your life, or something that you might want to do today. Ask yourself a question and then allow, again without judgment, just release the judgment, let it go. Allow the answer to arise. And then accept the answer, even if you think it's strange, stupid, weird, or not going there. Just allow yourself to receive the answer. And this, of course, is just a very short version of doing this kind of practice. And Maura has beautiful practices in this book that you can do. So you can go grab your copy of, The Inner Tree. It's on Amazon.com, Maura McCarley Torkildson. And there are wonderful practices in this book for you to be able to really reclaim your intuition. It's an incredibly valuable part of being human and being a human in a body. An incredibly important part for our lives as a whole, for our spirituality, and for our health and well-being. So go out and reclaim your intuition. See you next time.